Seahawks are fucking garbage. Y'all Hoax T, you play nobody. This game does not count. You were carried by the stripes. You were carried by the entire league. You were carried by Nacua's comments. It was clear the Rams stopped playing football. But at the end of the day, Matt Stafford is Matt Stafford. There's too much on the line for the LA home fan base to develop a fan base for the Rams. At the end of the day, the Seahawks are garbage. Pound him, baby. Let's go, Panthers. Yeah. Last game of the season. Rams are going to win ultimately via tie-breaking situation. 49ers and Rams is going to decide the division, and the team that the Rams need to win in that game is going to help them get the favorable tiebreaker in the NFC West. So we go to week 17. And, there's the Bears, 49ers too. There's two angles there. Vetted interest with the Rams winning the NFC West. And this happens to be a rigged Las Vegas hoax where they made up a little forward pass there on a 2-point conversion. The Rams stopped playing anyway after Nacua's comments. These men out there, these refs out there, they sent a statement to Nacua after his comments saying that, we refs, we only chasing clout. We just want to get on the TV. That's what happened. The Refs Association was angry with Nacua. They were angry with him. Bears, in my calculation, are even if the Niners beat the Bears, they are losing the division. If the 49ers beat the Bears, the Seahawks are going to come into San Fran and they're going to drop a big dump there. And there's a lot of shit in the Bay Area after all. That little Seahawk is going to drop a big dump in the Bay Area, and the Seahawks are going to give the division to the Rams. Cooper Kupp is going to score the touchdown in week 18 to deliver the division to the because they're only playing the Cardinals, and the Cardinals are playing to get a top 5 draft position, because you see the Saints have jumped the Cardinals in the draft order, and if the Jets I think if the Jets win, then Cardinals jump Jets too. Logistics of the draft. The Giants, they play the Vikings. They get the Raiders too. So, the Cardinals might jump the Giants. So, you can forget about any help with the Cardinals because they're going to lose against the Rams. And this is what I mean. Cooper Kupp is going to score against the 49ers to give his former team the division. He hadn't scored many touchdowns, but he will against the 49ers in week 17. Pound him. Go Panthers. Panthers can beat the fraudulent Seahawks. A fraudulent game for Amazon to make whatever they paid to win the rights. A lot of money, after all. In the billions. That fourth quarter is just basically making them back all the money that they paid for through the advertisers, the fourth quarter commercials. And people are watching, then that is what allows Amazon to recuperate, to obviously recoup the investment and make as big of a profit as they can. Seahawks are 100% fraudulent organization. They have zero chance of making it to the NFC Championship game. Sam Darnold was a big fraud bum all game long. Did they know he's a fraud bum, a joke of a quarterback? How do they know? They didn't script the touchdown drive because he's garbage. Instead, they had a punt returner score the touchdown because they know Sam Darnold's a fraud and he's garbage. And they know he needs some help with a fluke, joke, scripted, choreographed garbage. Nobody wanted to tackle the punt returner touchdown. Sam Darnold is trash. The Rams stopped playing football. The Rams are 1,000 times better than this garbage, fraudulent Seattle Chicken Ox team on their best day. They have not played any team of magnitude. They've not played the Bills. They've not played the Chiefs. They not play the Broncos. They not play the Patriots. They not play the Eagles. They not play the Lions. They not play the Packers. They not play the Lions. Stop hyping up this garbage Seahawks team. They are 100% trash. But what was NFL trying to do? They were trying. They didn't try because they executed. They are trying to build up something called suspense over the last few weeks where the Rams are just not going to be guaranteed the division. 3 weeks left, though they play the Cardinals again and they play garbage Falcons. And who the hell do the Rams play the third game? The Cardinals, they play Falcons. What's the other team? Oh, yeah, this is week 16. They only have 2 games left. So obviously Rams going to win out, and then both other teams they're going to drop. The loser of the 49ers Seahawks game, and then they dropped the game there. Some good candidates. Seahawks at the Panthers is a good one. Bears at the 49ers is a good one. So it's still highly probable at the end of the day that the Rams are going to win the NFC West. It's just they putting on a show there over the last few weeks. And this is a garbage shit game. This game was rigged. And the 49ers against Phillip Rivers, he's 44 years of age. I don't think he had 150 passing yards, y'all, because he's been how many years since 2021? It's been close to 5 years since Phillip Rivers played his last game. The Seahawks are loser garbage. This team is going nowhere. They have no chance of making it to NFC Championship game. Everybody knows the Seahawks are garbage. Those who know the rigged NFL can see exactly what happened. They know this is a fake, fraudulent team. They got to give them a win before the playoffs. And that team is a joke. They have not seen the Eagles. They've not seen the NFC North. They've not seen. They played backup quarterbacks. Did you see this Washington team without Daniels? Did you see he was practically injured when he played anyway? Did you see them against Phillip Rivers, his 45-year-old grandpa? You think 49ers going to lose against that team? They will not 100%. They'll keep the game close because everybody loves a good story. Oh, grandpa, hey, competitive, blah, 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 blah. He don't give a fuck, Phillip Rivers. He knows he is not ready, but Colts had no other solution. They had no other good backup quarterback in the market. So he was their only choice. There was no other good backup quarterback, it appears, in the quarterback market. The quarterback play is going down big time. Well, I think it'll be low scoring. This one's high scoring. Maybe you got to switch it up. Low scoring game, but Packers, Jordan Love delivers in the third and fourth quarter. He unleashes his inner Michael Jordan in the game. And Green Bay is in first place, and Bears are fighting it out with the Lions and the 49ers. You know, they're not fighting it out with San Francisco. They're just fighting it out checking it out for seeding in the division. But the Bears and the Lions, that's for that last playoff spot. And they are not behind by much Detroit. Why is that? Because the Lions have a head-to-head tiebreaker over the Bears because they beat them. So if Lions beat Bears, then they basically own the head-to-head tiebreaker. So Bears, Lions, last week of the division, last week, if both teams are tied, okay, yeah, like if Bears lose against San Francisco, but if Bears beat the 49ers, and it doesn't matter if the Lions are a game back and both teams finish tied. Like if Lions win, then they're in the playoffs. Yes, yes, yes. Bears, Lions is the flex. It is the flex. It is the flex. It is the flex game. Chicago gonna deliver. I think this game will be at Chicago too. It's kind of how that is for the history of the Detroit Lions. It's heartbreak and seeing your former coach eliminate you from the playoffs. This is the stuff of WWE scripted storylines coming out of nowhere. Okay, that Seahawks 40-liner game. What do we got? I don't think they play any more division opponents, so we have to go to the division standings in the NFC West. Doesn't Seahawks equal 42, if I'm not mistaken, in reverse gematria, if I'm not mistaken? I think the Seattle Seahawks away record is a good narrative. One team will finish 4-2. Seahawks are 3-2. I got to see the 4-2 hit because what's 4 and I think so. Seahawks beat Liners in Week 17. This game is fake. The Rams are 1,000 times better. They're up by 16 points against this garbage. We know they've played nobody. They played nobody. That game was a hoax. The game was a hoax. It was a hoax. It was mad. God, Nacua. No wonder. Nacua comes out barking with these crazy inane comments about refs are only in it for clout. Basically, these guys make bad calls. They want to put themselves on TV. Well, he's not lying, but come on, it was better for you to keep it to yourself with you and your homies instead of the referees know that this is what you think about them. Now, the Rams are cooked come playoff time. They play the Packers, they are cooked. They are cooked 100%, 100%. Seahawks they will not even make it to the NFC Championship game. This team is garbage. Okay, I was thinking of a 40 number. It's not 42, but it's 48. Would have been interesting if that game was 40-37, but obviously the new overtime format, you're always going to go for 2. Notice when you go for 2, that's 15-point overtime periods. When we think about Colts, their gematria, and they were coming off of the gates with the best record in the AFC. I think they're the last team to lose their first game. Basically, Colts 15 having this big start. Green Bay last title 15 years ago. So the Colts gematria is completely synced up with who's going to win the Super Bowl and having the quickest, fastest start to the season. Is it's Botstar number 15. That is the underlying tribute with Botstar. Jordan Love's gonna win the Super Bowl for the Packers' 18th divisional championship. Love is 18. The Packers gonna win their 18th divisional title. We've seen the fourth down play. The Packers interception on Caleb Williams at the 14-yard line. We've seen Micah Parsons injured. What was it? After 14 games? Lots of 14 we see with Green Bay. The first touchdown after Jordan Love's 27th birthday was his 14th touchdown of the season. Hypothetically, if the Seahawks were to get the number 1 seed, you could have a Packers beat the mediocre garbage trash number 14 of the Seahawks. Wink, wink. Seahawks are toast. It won't surprise me if the Packers allow only 18 points. Love is 18 and Bears is 18. 18-point comeback. 18. I don't know why more than any number. I'm thinking about 18 for Saturday. But then the Saturday's a 14-5 day. So that's Green Bay all the way. Green Bay going to take it on Saturday all the way. The Packers are going to be 5-0 versus the NFC North. That would be Green Bay. The Super Bowl is at San Francisco. So I do like that 5-0 against the NFC North. That 5-4-5. And let me just confirm that Chicago Bears does equal 55. Chicago Bears does equal 55. So 5-for-5, 5-0 against the NFC North. That is what's going to hit. Now, Chicago Bears equals 55. How would the division record affect their game against the Lions? The Bears on 14-day fought a 1-4 versus NFC North, but then they improved to 2-4 against NFC North when they beat the Lions. Lions is 24, so the Bears' last divisional game, they are going to beat the Lions and eliminate them from the playoffs entirely. So that is how you can tell that it's lined up for the Packers to win on the road. The very first game without Micah Parsons, number 10, the Packers 1-0 without Micah Parsons. The Packers are going to be 6-0 since Micah Parsons' injury to win the NFC. And this is the year of Super Bowl 60. City of Santa Clara does equal 60, by the way. This is how 6-for-6 can sync up very well for Jordan Love. I was a little bit premature with final loss against Bears win out. This got to be the game where they gonna believe they can whip their ass up anybody with or without Micah Parsons, because after all, they were the number 6 defense in all of football last year without Micah Parsons. It shows you how important he really is. We're not going to pretend that Cowboy haters did not call Micah Parsons a one-dimensional soft pass rushing merchant. All he does is pass the rusher. They will not. Jordan Love's $75 million signing bonus. 75 is basically, come on, Chip, City of Santa Clara. The always equals 15. So get rid of 15 in City of Santa Clara. City of Santa Clara just gives you 60. And the Packers are going to win the conference and the Super Bowl. Packers are going to fail to win a total of 5 games. 4 losses in a tie. That's 41. That's Green Bay. That's the Bay Area's 41. Super Bowl 41. So these are all very, very big numbers. The Packers' 15th win of the season is the NFC Championship game, and I like that 15th win to be against the Rams. Packers' 15th win of the season is against the Rams. Maybe the 14th win of the season against number 14, Sam Darnold. Some Illuminati type crazy ass shit going on, because if Packers sweep the Bears, they're not playing Bears. But I believe it's not an automatic conclusion that the Packers going to beat the Rams in an NFC Championship game, because it is Jalen that's 15. So who does the 15th win happen against the Rams or against Jalen Hurts and the Eagles? Looking at Mr. Jordan Love's win totals in his career, he will get to 30. He could get his 34th win in his career against the LA Rams in an NFC Championship game. The LA Rams does equal 34. There's only one more game against the AFC before the Super Bowl. If you are the Jordan Love, when you are looking at his career against the AFC. So it's Lamar Jackson. It's Baltimore. I may have to go Baltimore against the Patriots tomorrow, I think, because all the pressure's on the Patriots. They must not lose their final two games. Bills got some cupcakes too. So you thought tonight was rigged. If you think the Ravens are garbage, they'll find a way to give. If you think Lamar is garbage at home before Christmas, they will give Lamar Jackson the win against the Patriots. But Lamar Jackson is going to lose against the Packers. Because, they didn't play well this week. Pittsburgh beat up the Browns. Pittsburgh is on the up. The Ravens are on the down after they lost. They play the Packers on the 27th day, just like they played on Thanksgiving on the 27th day. It's about 27. That is perhaps the biggest number of the season is 27. Santa Clara. When I look up 27 in Miami in Super Bowl 54, that started the Chiefs' dynasty. It started at Miami. Oh, go to the Bondames had a dynasty with the Miami Heat. The Chiefs' first Super Bowl win with Mahomes at Miami. That kick-started a dynasty. Maybe the dynasty has come to a pause with the Super Bowl at Santa Clara. And then the whole talking point of 27 and the first championships as a Packer. But think about it too. Packer without the S does equal 27. That was your NFC Championship game, the year of Super Bowl 54 at Miami. It was between the Packer and it was against the Santa Clara. Yes. They'll be 6-0 against division. How many wins against division? This page is not very. It's not very good to read. I think they've done bad with this. There I see splits, but it's very hard to see on the Pro Football Reference website. They've done. I can't even see the tabs on top. They got to change that up. Jordan Love's never played on a Saturday before. It appears he would be 8-7 against the AFC. No 78 screams a lot. No 8-7 screams up. Either way, 7-7 against the AFC, either his 8th loss or his 8th win against Lamar Jackson. His record against the NFC North is 12. His record, he has 12 wins against the NFC North, Jordan Love. He's going to get the 13, like the Packers' 13th titles. Then he will get the 14 wins against the NFC North. You say Packers play the Vikings one more time? Is that right? Was that the week 18 game they play the Vikings? That they close against the Vikings. So this will mean that Jordan Love's going to win his 13th and 14th games against the division. Perhaps the last loss of the season is to the team that they'll be rematching against in the Super Bowl, and I still believe that's going to happen. By the way, I still have that rematch. Home and away, they have one more home game and two more away games. The Packers will be 6-2 at home. Mike Jordan is Gamache of 62. On the road, funny how that is. They will finish 6-2 and 1 away. 6-2 is in 1 is basically Jordan. They'll be 11-4 because obviously I think LaFleur equals 114, so they'll be 11-4 at some point. They will play a home playoff game. They'll be 7-2 at home because Santa Clara does equal 72, and I think Bart Starr equals 72. Bart Starr does equal 72. Packers, the reverse of 27-72, so they're going to finish 7-9 at home when they win the wild card game. Oh, the Rams loss changes everything. What does the playoff simulator say about the Packers getting a number 1 seed? This is dopey as hell. NFC West beats up on each other. The Packers can sweep, then basically they in prime position. Oh, that's right. The Rams are the number 1 seed. Packers can finish 12-4-1 at best. And this will mean that the Rams are going to win out. The Rams are the number 1 seed. So the Packers will be playing a home game in the wild card. And they'll be playing 2 more road games after that. 8-2 on the road and 7-2 at home. That's how the Packers will finish. Well, if they finish 8-2 on the road, it's interesting that Philly does equal 82. They have to play Philly at some point. Also, Seattle does equal 82. They're basically a lock to beat either team along the way because they will finish 8-2 and 1 on the road. 8-2 and 1 on the road. And that game is so weird. It's hard to explain or put into words, really. It's really weird. Panthers got to be in the playoffs if they beat the Rams and the Packers. I presume the Panthers will probably win the NFC North. Who they want the Panthers to play against? If Panthers beat the garbage, fraudulent pieces of trash fucking Seahawks team next week, then I think we got ourselves a rematch between the Panthers and the Seahawks at Carolina. The NFL could want, well, that one, you could make a case for either because you can't just write off Carolina anymore because the wins are there against. I know they got destroyed by San Francisco, whatever. Bryce Young he still is a piece of trash, by the way. But they did beat the Packers, they did beat the Rams, whatever. NFL scripting the Carolina Panthers for whatever odd reason. I think Dave Canales came from Tampa Bay, if my memory serves correct, and he could end up being Tampa Bay for this. Is what I mean. It is a fugazi. Panthers, Bucks for the division. Steelers, Ravens for the division. Fuck the Ravens, fuck Steelers. That's a dumpster fire of a division. And then not division, but for the last playoff spot, Lions and Bears. We got some dopey ass football games going on in that week 18. Wonder how they're gonna divvy up the morning, afternoon, and the night. Well, yeah, I agree. The flexing game on Sunday night has to be Lions against Bears. That game has no business being on any other time other than prime time. Better teams than the Ravens and the garbage Steelers. Ravens cannot win division, I think, under my scenario. If Steelers lose against Lions and Ravens lose their next two against the Pats and the Packers have to win that one. So this means the Ravens are going to win, and then and people are, oh my god, oh my god, and that's basically where if Patriots lose next week, then suddenly Patriots are under pressure to win their final two games and not choke the division. So there's a few ideas there that I think we could be in agreement on. I think the only thing that is not as clear cut is what will exactly happen in the Bears 49er game. Leading Seahawks and Seahawks Niner game, but all depends on who the Rams need to win the most, and that's how you know the NFL is rigged. The Rams will be dominating the Cardinals, and everybody's keeping watch on the Seahawks 49er game. I think the 49ers are the bigger rivals, so I think maybe it appears the Rams are going to need Seattle to win that Week 18 game. But the Colts are set to lose on Monday night. What this Phillip and what this Rivers equal, I wonder. Yeah, the Colts are going to flame out of the road record for San Fran. What we have. I like that 72 weight. They are from Santa Clara. Santa Clara does equal 72. 49ers are at plus 51 differential. They'll be plus 52. Indy is 52. I think Lucas Oil Stadium equals 53. Is it still called Lucas Oil Stadium? So, yeah, 49ers are going to win. They're going to beat the Colts. Their season was over right after Danny Dimes tore his ACL. What do we like for Saints and Jets? I mean, this game doesn't mean anything, but it does for the draft order and who's going to. Looks like the Raiders are winning the sweepstakes for Mendoza. Have a Hispanic Cuban quarterback play for the Mexican American. I know Cubans and Mexicans hate each other, but still Latino quarterback on the Raiders. There seems like there's a good dynamic there with Mendoza. He had numbers there for Saints. He's from Boston, Massachusetts. That is where Brady played at. He was born at Boston. Just imagine if he's playing for the Tom Brady owned team. Imagine. The Raiders originate from the Bay. Mendoza played with the University of Cal Berkeley. And could play for a team that originated at the Bay Area. Yeah, it's that kind of year. If Rams keep winning, if 41ers keep on winning, if the Seahawks beat the Panthers, then under that scenario, if Lions keep on winning, then basically if Bears, even if they beat San Francisco, it appears that they still need to beat the Lions the last week of the season. Lions will be 9-6, Bears will be 10-5. Maybe clinch. I don't know. I got to go 49ers in that game because you see, I think the dynamic is better if the Bears don't clinch. San Francisco could hypothetically clinch against Chicago Bears if they're not in a clinching position yet this week. Clinch against Chicago. If Niners don't clinch this week, then I think they will against the Bears. I would bet 49ers in that game. Packers can't clinch yet, even if they win. They need a Detroit loss, but that's just not happening. They will clinch the playoff berth with a win at Indianapolis. The Colts are going to clinch. The 49ers are going to clinch. They are going to clinch. Oh, yeah, that garbage team, they already clinched. They're one of the biggest frauds I've ever seen. They're just like the Vikings last year. They were pretenders the entire time. He was carried by the NFL. He is a joke. Yeah, they planned the season from the start for Chicago too. They put him on Amazon on Black Friday and on a Saturday, and then against San Francisco. So no wonder why Bears are having such a scripted season. Are they for real, or are they just simply a 1 year wonder with Caleb? We'll find out in the future how this team is. They were planning them to win 10 games before the season started. They still like Rams to win the division. This is how they gave Seattle the game because they know they're going to give the Rams the division. But yeah, Wesley, it's not going to cost him MVP. He was basically MVP. He won the game, and the defense they did not hold up their end of the bargain at the end of the game. So this takes nothing away from Matthew Stafford. It shouldn't. Stafford's MVP. He won the MVP with his performance. Well, his kicker missed the field goal. They could have gone ahead um, in the with under 2 minutes. That was kind of crazy. Both teams just quick three and out, and then got his team ahead. You had one chance, keep it out of the end zone. You have another chance, stop the 2 point. So yes, it's clear that he is himself an MVP winner. Even while being MVP winner, somehow Seattle could win the game. What a scripted, a hoax of a game that is. I think they're doing a shaving ritual on Minnesota, I think. O'Connell's a dumbass, though. I don't know why you have to make this garbage team really good. Why do they have to tell Donald that you're going to leave Minnesota and go to Seattle? Man, fuck this league. Man, fuck this league. The Seahawks team is garbage, and they will never, ever make it back to NFC Championship game ever again. Not with this journeyman quarterback. And you look at this NFC is far better than the AFC is this season. I think it's Broncos, Patriots in that AFC Championship game. The rest of the conference is weak. I like the Chargers, but this is not quite their time just yet until in a couple of years into the future. In the Bills, they got to find a way to choke. Everyone starts saying they never gonna win. You had your chance. There was no Patrick Mahomes. There was no Joe Burrow. They're never gonna win. And next thing you know, the public doesn't even bet on Buffalo next year. They thought they blew it for good. And then Buffalo does the magic in that new stadium that's going to produce the memories of victory instead of the heartbreak that kind of you think about their entire history up until the point where they move into the Highmark Stadium. Good night. And maybe you got a nightcap on Saturday after that Bears Packers game. So we'll see about that. I might do post game for that game. Saturday might be hitting the bar on Saturday, but I especially if the Packers win, then you damn right you're gonna see exactly what kind of team they still are, even without the loss of Micah Parsons.